सो सिंपल ट्यूटोरियल। यदि आपके अंगूठे में दर्द है, यदि आपको लाइक, शेयर या सब्सक्राइब करने में कष्ट होता है, तो मान्यवर ये वीडियो आपके लिए नहीं है। आपसे विनम्र निवेदन है कि आप इसे छोड़कर जा सकते हैं। गुड मॉर्निंग स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू SST सो सिंपल ट्यूटोरियल। In the previous class, we had discussed some basic concepts related to production. We had discussed the meaning of goods and services, production, aims of production, and factors of production. Then we had made a visit to the village of Palampur. Today, we are going to read land area under cultivation in Palampur, crops grown in Palampur, green revolution, and land distribution in Palampur. Farming is the main economic activity in Palampur. 75% of the people who are working are dependent on farming for their livelihood. These people could be farmers or farm laborers. The well-being of these people is closely related to the production on the farms. Land area under cultivation is fixed in Palampur. It is said that there has been no expansion in the land area under cultivation since 1960. Whichever land that could be converted to the cultivable land is done. Now there is no scope of bringing any new land under cultivation. In Palampur, all land is cultivated. No land is left idle. They make use of every bit of land available to them. Understood? Okay. Let us now see what crops are grown there. During the rainy season, farmers grow jowar and bajra. They don't eat them. These plants are used as cattle feed. Between October and December, they grow potatoes. In the winter season, fields are sown with wheat. This is the main crop. From the wheat produced, farmers keep enough wheat for the family's consumption and sell the surplus wheat at the market in Ranigans. Besides, sugarcane is also grown. Sugarcane in its raw form is sold to the traders in Shahpur. Some of them process sugarcane to jaggery and sell jaggery. So we find that they are able to grow 3 crops a year. Almost all farmers grow at least 2 main crops. Some of them also go for the third one, and that is potato. Now the question is, what made this possible? This was due to the well-developed system of irrigation. Early on, they used Persian wheels to draw water from the wells for irrigating their lands. Ever since electricity came to Palampur, they switched over to electric run tube wells. By the mid 1970s, the entire cultivated area was irrigated. Let us now discuss, is there any way one can grow more from the same land? This is a valid question today since land area is fixed everywhere. One way of increasing production on a given piece of land is multiple cropping. This is what was practiced in Palampur. So what is multiple cropping? Growing more than one crop on a piece of land during a year is called multiple cropping. In Palampur, they never kept the land idle. They kept growing crops one after the other. The other way is to use modern farming methods for higher yield. What is yield? Yield is the measure of how much is the crop produced on a given piece of land during a single season. Let us now see how is the traditional method of farming different from the modern methods. 1. The seeds used in traditional cultivation were traditional ones, which have relatively low yields. Modern methods use high yield variety seeds. HYV seeds produce a much greater amount of grains on a single plant. Naturally, this affects the output. 2. Farmers use cow dung and other natural manure as fertilizers. All these were readily available with the farmers, they did not buy them. In modern methods, chemical fertilizers are used. Third, methods of irrigation in traditional methods are older, using wells or tanks, which needs lot of labor. In modern methods, irrigation is done through tube wells, canals or dams. Next, in traditional methods, bullocks are used for plowing the field, but now modern machines are used. You can see a tiller in the picture. This is connected on to the rear side of a tractor. As the tractor moves, the land gets tilled. Fifth, most of the manual labor used for various activities in traditional methods have been replaced by modern machinery in modern methods of farming? This question is frequently asked in the exams. Differentiate between traditional and modern methods of farming. So make a table and write like this. Okay. Let us now spare some time for the Green Revolution. You must have read this in your previous classes. The modern methods of farming, my dear students, is actually possible because of the Green Revolution which came to India in the late 1960s. It is the Green Revolution that introduced the Indian farmers cultivation of wheat and rice using HYV seeds. Green Revolution was introduced in India by M.S. Swaminathan. He is called the father of Green Revolution in India. He is very recently awarded Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian award of our country, in 2014. Green Revolution students solved the problem of food grain crisis in India. It made our country self-sufficient in the matters of food grains. You can see the table in the screen. Production of pulses and wheat. Here production of wheat is worth watching. From 10 million tons in 65-66 to 92 million tons in 2012-13. Fantastic. In Palampur also the change is visible. The yield of wheat grown from the traditional varieties was 1300 kg per hectare. With the HYV seeds, the yield went up to 3200 kg per hectare. Farmers now had greater amount of surplus wheat to sell in the markets. Let us now see the other side of the coin. Are there any negative effects of the Green Revolution? Scientific reports indicate that the modern farming methods have overused the natural resource base. Green Revolution is associated with the loss of soil fertility due to increased use of chemical fertilizers. Chemical fertilizers can also kill useful bacteria and micronutrients present in the soil. Chemical fertilizers present in the soil after what is absorbed by the plants may seep down the soil and pollute groundwater, rivers or lakes. Due to continuous drawing of water from tube well for irrigation, water table has gone down. If you see from the poor farmer's side, green revolution is not suitable to them as it requires huge amount of capital. Environmental resources, dear students, like soil fertility and groundwater, are built up over many years. Once destroyed, it is very difficult to restore them. We must take care of the environment to ensure future development of agriculture. Let us now come to the last topic planned for the day. How is land distributed in Palampur? Palampur, as we have already read, has about 450 families. Does everyone has land for cultivation there? Sadly, no. Out of 450 families, one third are landless and most of them are Dalits. So 150 families have no land to cultivate. Okay. How many families left? 300. Out of 300, 240 families cultivate less than 2 hectares of land. This land size is too small. Cultivation of such plots do not bring adequate income to the farmer's family. Look at this picture on the screen. We can see the large number of small plots scattered around the village. Those seem to be less than 2 hectare plots. They are cultivated by the small farmers. On the other hand, more than half of the area of village is covered by plots that are quite large. There are 60 families of medium and large farmers who cultivate more than 2 hectares of land. Of these, some large farmers have land measuring 10 hectares or more. This is how land is distributed in Palampur. We can say therefore land is distributed unevenly in Palampur. Let me stop you students. Now you read your book. In the next video, we will cover labor and capital in the context of Palampur. Till then, enjoy reading and have a nice time. Thank you.